Thank you so much for volunteering at Rocky Railway. That is the Laboratory Presbyterian Church 2023 VBS. We are excited to get to actually do the VBS this year. As you know, it was canceled after 2 days last year due to COVID. So again, thank you so much, and we'll get right into our training. Our VBS is July 9th through 13th from 6 to 8:30 p.m. Just like last year, you need to be in your stations by 5:45 p.m. But on Sunday, I need you to be in your stations by 5:30 p.m. This is going to allow us a little bit of extra time for registration that night. And we will need help with registration. I'm going to have those who are not pre-registered do so at a tent out on the lawn. And then the rest will come in and get checked in by the elevators. So I will need lots of people guiding traffic and helping those who are not pre-registered. If you need to contact me before VBS, you can see my phone number and email there. If you need to contact me during VBS, I'm not going to be available. Please talk to TJ or Pastor Scott, and they will alert me if there's something that I need to handle. Our mission again this year is Operation Kid to Kid. We are going to be collecting donations to help buy alpacas for families in Ecuador. The kids will be turning in their donations when they enter. We're not going to collect donations during the opening time this year. And you can see that they'll put their donations on our fabulous alpaca that Miss Sarah made. In addition to obviously the July 9th through 13th program, we have some other important dates as well. We're going to decorate on July 2nd and 9th following worship. July 2nd is going to be the major decorating. And then July 9th, we'll need to remove hymnals, Bibles, pencils, paper from those first few pews. And we will also need to put up the last minute things that would probably fall if they were up there for 2 weeks. So we'll be hanging up those things on July 9th. We will be undecorating on July 16th following worship. Our closing program is Thursday, July 13th at 7:45, and I'll go into more details about that later. Summer Shenanigans is the next day, Friday the 14th at 6 p.m. We will have the water slide at that, and I need a volunteer to organize that. And then our celebration Sunday will be July 16th during worship. We're going to have the kids do the songs and share information that they learned from VBS. Here are the Bible stories, verses, points, and buddies. So each day we have a story that we'll go through, and we will learn a verse that goes with that story. There is a point that we want the kids to learn about Jesus, and we have a Bible buddy that will help reinforce that. The themes of the day carry through all of our different stations, and each station really shows another way of thinking about that theme to really hit it home and hopefully help the kids internalize it and take it with them when they leave. So let's look at our centers. As I said, kids will start arriving at 5:30 on Sunday and 5:45 the rest of the week. So we'll need to be in our stations by then. 6 o'clock is when our opening program begins. That's going to include music, a skit, some other activities, so lots of fun. From there, the kiddos will then go to their first 2 rotations, and the middle schoolers will go over to the manse. Everybody's going to come back together in the fellowship hall at 7:10. The preschoolers will actually get there about 5 minutes early to start their snack, and the middle schoolers will get there about 5 minutes late, and hopefully that'll stagger snack well. During the snack, probably around 7:20, a song will break out. It's called the Power Shuffle. It kind of reminds me of the Cupid Shuffle. So be ready to get your dance moves on. We're going to have fun with that. And then the kiddos will go to their last 2 stations at 7:30, and the middle schoolers will be going back over to the manse. At 8:10, we'll all come back together in the sanctuary for a closing program, which again includes music and some activities. So it's a little bit longer than the closings we've had in the past. And then 8:30, we will dismiss the guests by using the dismissal cards. I'll touch on that some more later. And then we'll dismiss our own kids. On Thursday, the rotations are slightly different. So the opening is 5 minutes shorter, which moves the first two rotations earlier by 5 minutes. We are not having a snack, so we'll just go through all four rotation groups, and then we'll have our big closing program, which all the parents are invited to at 7:45. That should take about a half hour. So around 8:15, we'll all go downstairs and enjoy cookies and punch together. Families will leave whenever they're ready. We just want to make sure to remind them to grab their craft bags and to join us at Summer Shenanigans and for the Sunday worship. So let's talk some more about those station rotations. The Imagination Station is in the Sunday school room. That's where the kids are going to make their crafts. KidVid Cinema is in the library. That's a place where we expand on the Bible lesson of the day. So the kids will watch a video that has a kid like them that is doing something that illustrates the Bible point, and we have some activities and lessons for that. We also will take all of the pictures that are used in the nightly closing program that recaps the Bible story. Locomotion games will hopefully be outside, out of those back doors off the fellowship hall. You can see the picture from last year. It was pouring down rain, and so the games were in the back of the fellowship hall. And that's what will happen this year if there's inclement weather. And Bible Adventures happens in the back of the sanctuary. That's where the Bible story is told by characters in costume. Let's talk a little bit about child safety. I don't need to touch on most of it because you already did the Safe Sanctuaries training. Just know that if any injury or incident happens during VBS, you want to see TJ or Pastor Scott to complete an injury report. They'll have those in the registration binder. Classroom guides are going to wear a colored t-shirt that matches the color of their kids' name tags. And that ensures that the kids can quickly see who their guide is. And also, everybody else will wear orange shirts with the LPC on it so that the kids know that this is also a safe person they can go to. So pre-K is yellow, the lower elementary, like K first, is red, middle elementary, second, third is blue, upper elementary, fourth, fifth is green, and the middle schoolers are purple. You can see that the pew colors designate where the kids will sit, so they match their color. They look for their leaders in the correct color. Their name tags are the correct color. So it makes it very easy to see who belongs where. Our registration and dismissal procedures will also help us keep track of who belongs where. Sign in each night will be at the elevator entrance with TJ Sproul. So there's going to be a tent right off the driveway entrance, and that's going to be set up for kids who need to register that night. Hopefully there will not be that many. We want to get as many pre-registered as possible. It makes things so much easier. Kids who are pre-registered will skip the tent. They'll go straight into the elevator entrance, and that's where we will tell them which group they need to go up to. They'll head up the stairs, go to their groups, where their crew leaders will give them their name tags and take their attendance. Parents will then exit the sanctuary through the ramp door. So we're always coming in the elevator door and out the ramp door. And that will be the path that parents take for dismissal as well. So at dismissal time, they will sign out the kids with TJ again. She'll check them off and hand them an index card with their kids' names. The families will then go up to the back of the sanctuary while they wait for the closing program to end. When it's time for dismissal, I will have them line up in the hallway between the choir room and the sanctuary. They'll come into me, hand me their card. I call them over the microphone, and then they come up and exit through the ramp door. So crew leaders will need to keep the kids in the pew until I call the name on the dismissal card. Then they are released to go to their parents. And once all the guests' kids are released, then we will release our volunteers' kids. And if you volunteered with us in the past, you know that's kind of just a free-for-all at that point. Something fun that we're doing again this year are the trains with the Bible Buddy cards. So every group has a train that will be colored with their group's color. So if you find another group's train, one that's not in your color, just leave that one alone. When you find it, you'll put it in your tote bag to carry along with you. You want to keep the Bible Buddy cards in the train. We will distribute those during the closing program. And the kids will be able to take their Bible Buddies cards home each night, but don't pass them out until the closing. There is a specific part in the closing where we do that every single night. Another fun thing that is new with Rocky Railway are the crew jobs. So crew leaders will ask the kids in their crew who wants to do what job each night, and they'll have a paper in their folder where they can keep track of who does what job so we can give everybody a chance. You can see the jobs listed here. If you only have a really tiny group or somebody doesn't want to do a job, that's okay. But it's a fun way to keep everybody involved. On Sunday evening, our first night, the kids are going to choose their jobs during the opening program. So I'll be explaining it to them during that opening at 6 o'clock, and you will have time during the opening program to choose the jobs. Then the rest of the week, you want to choose the jobs before the opening program as the kids are coming in between 5:45 and 6 o'clock. The pews will have your colored tote that you can take with you from station to station, and it will have your folder in it where you can keep track of everything. Station leaders, make sure you're aware of these crew jobs as well. So, as the crew is traveling from one station to the other, the guide could come up with an emotion or an action for them to do, like pull the whistle of a train, or marching, or skipping, or whatever like that. The kit carrier is going to pass things out when asked. So, station leaders, make sure you keep that in mind, that your kit carrier can help you distribute materials. Station leaders also keep a lookout for the prayer person. You can have them open a prayer for your station, or if you close your station with a prayer, they can do that. The schedule supervisor is going to have a laminated schedule, and they can check off things as they go. There will not be any signal to let you know when to transition from one station to another. Station leaders will tell the crews when it's time to transition to their next station, but I know I, as a station leader, sometimes lose track of time. So it's always helpful if crew members say, "Hey, we have only got 2 minutes left." Crew leaders, you can be mindful of that. And then the thank you work can thank the station leader, help the crew say thank you to the station leader before they leave. If you are on Facebook and you have not joined the planning group, please do so. If you would prefer that I reach out in other ways to you, that's fine. Let me know that as well. Something else I'm going to do new this year that is optional is I'm going to post a daily staff devotion in the Facebook planning group. So if you have the time to look at that and to prepare your heart for VBS, that's wonderful. If that doesn't interest you, that's fine too. Thank you again so much for volunteering. VBS is an absolutely amazing week, and we could not do it without all of your support. So thank you again.